Have you ever visited a temple, enjoyed a delicious free vegetarian meal, maybe even stayed a night or two in a guest room, and walked away thinking, that was nice, they must have plenty? Have you ever assumed that the donations from others cover your presence, so you don't need to offer anyone back? Have you ever thought, they welcome everyone, and so why should I feel guilty for accepting a little food and shelter? Welcome back, dear friends. Today's message might be a little uncomfortable, but it comes from a place of deep care and truth. In this video, we're going to explore something many people over, what the karmic implications of staying and eating at a monastery without proper awareness, intention, or gratitude. You might think you're just having a free meal, but in the eyes of the Dharma, you could be silently draining your own merit. Let me tell you why. In the Buddha's teachings, nothing is ever truly free. Everything operates under the law of cause and effect. That bowl of rice, it didn't magically appear. It was grown by farmers, donated by lay people, prepared by temple volunteers, and offered with the faith that it would nourish those genuinely walking the path. That clean bed in the guest house, it was built by generous contributions, cleaned by volunteers, and maintained by a system designed to support spiritual seekers, not tourists. So when you walk into a monastery, eat a meal to enjoy the peace and leave without any sense of exchange, you may think you took nothing, but the Dharma says otherwise. Let's dive into a story. A man named Liang visited a popular mountain monastery every spring. He enjoyed the tranquility of the free meals, the scenic beauty. He would take photos and meditate a little, and leave feeling spiritually refreshed. And he never donated and never volunteered. He never spoke to the monks. They're monks, that he said. They're supposed to serve. One year, Liang lost his job, and his health declined, and his family relationships began to fray. He started to question his luck. Friends suggested, maybe you've been enjoying blessings without replenishing them. That comment struck him hard. He returned to the monastery not as a guest, but as a student. He asked to volunteer. He swept floors, cleaned toilets, chopped vegetables. He listened to Dharma talks and realized every grain of rice I care came from someone's offering, and I just took it. He began to donate not just money, but attention, direct time. Over the years, his life began to change. He didn't become rich, but he felt rich because he stopped being a silent consumer and became a conscious giver. Monasteries are not hotels. They are not charities. They are sacred ecosystems where energy is exchanged through the laws of Dharma. When you accept without offering even a thought of gratitude, you interrupt the flow. You create imbalance, and that imbalance reflects back into your life. You might say, but I help sweep the courtyard. Isn't that enough? That depends. Were you sweeping to repay kindness, or because you felt obligated and wanted something in return? Intent matters. In Buddhism, action karma is defined by intention. Volunteering with a mind of service creates merit. Volunteering with a mind of exchange is just a transaction. There's a true story of a woman named Mai who cooked for a local temple once a week. Every time she would bring fresh ingredients, chant while chopping and cook, as if preparing a feast for the Buddha himself. She never asked for recognition, but when she fell ill, dozens of people he had never met visited her with gifts and prayers. He said, I never expected anything. That's why everything returned. The universe listens to your silence more than your words. Now let's be clear. Monasteries welcome guests. They don't expect everyone to be wealthy. The doors are open, not just for the rich or the devout, but for anyone seeking peace. But seeking peace is not the same as consuming peace. You can receive a meal and still offer something. Even if you're broke, you can bow. You can sweep. You can say thank you with your heart. You can leave a single coin in the donation box, not because the temple needs it, but because your heart needs to give. Imagine this: every bite of food in a temple is like receiving a treasure from 1,000 unseen hands. The farmer who grew the rice, the person who donated the money, the volunteer who carried the sacks, the cook who labored before dawn, all of them invisible but present in your bowl. Can you eat that with indifference? There's a passage in the sutras that says that he who eats the offerings of the faithful without gratitude consumes the flesh of merit. That's strong language, but it's meant to awaken, not to shame. So, what can you do if you've taken temple food or shelter in the past without offering anything? You don't need to feel guilty. Guilt is not the path. Awareness is. Here's what you can do. Return to the monastery with gratitude. Make a donation, even symbolic. Light incense and dedicate merit to the donors you never met. Volunteer your time. Ask what they need. Listen. Share what you've learned. Help others understand this invisible exchange. And most of all, let your heart bow every time you enter sacred ground. In another story, a young student once says to his master, "Why do we thank the kitchen after eating?" The master replied, "Because our stomachs may forget, but our souls must not." We live in a society trained to consume without awareness. But Dharma practice is the opposite. It's awakening to every bite, every step, every gift. So next time you visit a monastery, before you take a photo, take a breath. Feel the energy of the place. Feel the years of practice, the decades of devotion, the centuries of transmission. And then ask yourself, what can I offer, even if only in spirit? That moment of reflection transforms you from a taker into a pilgrim, and that shift echoes in every corner of your life. Thank you for watching this video. If you've ever visited a monastery or served one in any way, tell us what it meant to you. Did you learn something? Did you feel the silent exchange? Leave a comment to subscribe to this channel and share this message with others who may not realize the sacred balance behind a simple bowl of rice. Let's walk the path together, and not as beggars of blessings, but as builders of merit. Until next time, be grateful, be mindful, and be generous.